mountains and it's beautiful. And the very next section that you unlock is this amazing, cool, huge, craggy desert area with this oasis in the middle and like this spooky, completely locked temple at the one end. And I'm like, this is so cool. Like, most people aren't even going to see this because they haven't left the hinterlands.
Yeah, I'm in the hinterlands. That is exactly where I'm at.
Oh, you gotta leave. Yeah, as soon as so. Here's the thing.
I've heard you'll break the rest of the game if you don't leave.
You will, because you'll be
hinterlands.
so overpowered for some of the other stuff because they don't stop you from leveling. So like they
Really?
don't scale the experience down. So you can just keep leveling forever, and you'll go to this other area, and you're like, oh, this isn't even a challenge at all.
So, like, those little quests that I'm getting or whatever, like, do they just keep coming forever and never ending?
It seems like there's a limit to them, but they never go away. So like if you leave the hinterlands, you can always come back even after you beat the game and go back and finish those quests.
So leave. I
Just
need
leave
to
the hinterlands.
play this game. Okay.
Run quickly. So I've played probably about 15 hours now, and I've unlocked 4 hours because I was playing it on my honeymoon, and both my wife and I were sick. So what better than to play an RPG while you're sick? And I've unlocked 4 areas, and I'm not really a spoiler here, but it's the hinterlands, that cool oasis part. There's this undead bog where there's all these zombies around that I've just started exploring, and then there's this cool coastal region where it's there's giant dragons and sea monsters fighting, and it's raining all the time. So each area is significantly different, and I really wish they would have pushed you out of the hinterlands earlier, because everywhere else is so cool looking, and the stuff that you're doing. So one of the big things about Inquisition is the war table, and you have this group of people that are trying, without spoiling Inquisition, you're trying to do a bunch of stuff in the world to kind of build the Inquisition up to address the main issue of the game. And Musim will probably be happy because literally the very first thing that happens when you click new game is the crux of the story. So like you hit new game, something literally happens right then.
And it's like, that's the problem.
Yeah, and
that's the issue.
Oh, that's the bad thing.
Well, and I don't. Maybe I came out too strong. I don't hate Dragon Age 2 or anything for that. I just.
It does have that problem where we're literally halfway through Act 2. You're sort of like, is this?
Yeah.
Are those the bad? Is this what's happening?
I just it's fun. It's nice. It's just there's no real reason for my companions to hang out with me because they seem to hate me.
Well, and
Right.
that's the great thing about Inquisition is it's so good, and it takes everything that was great from 1 and 2 and smushes them together, and then completely polishes the entire package, almost in like an over-apologetic way, where they're like, look, we're sorry about Dragon Age 2. I know you didn't like it. If you still want to play it like that, you totally can. If you want to play it like 1, you can totally do that too. I'm very sorry. Please play Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, it does. It even drops it in the tutorial where it's like, oh, so we've been kind of making you play it like this, but there's this button right here. Oh, now we are suddenly Dragon Age Origins.
And in PS4, it's just you push in the touchpad. And then you get the completely top-down tactical one. So the cool thing about the war table is, and it's one of the things I like the most, is there's all these missions you start unlocking throughout the world that are like, well, there are these 3 nobles that are fighting over this seat of power over in Orlais. What are we going to do about it? And you have the option of 3 of your non-party member characters. There's one person who's your spy master. There's one person who's your military leader, and then there's one person that's your kind of envoy to the nobles everywhere. And you get to pick which one of those you want to have do your mission. And it's very similar to how Assassin's Creed was doing it with, like, okay, if you pick this person to do it, they'll be unavailable for missions for like 2 hours. And it's just the war table mission, so it's not, you can't take Varric out with you anymore. But it's so cool because your reward for that mission and how that mission is handled changes completely depending on who you have do it. Like if your spy master does it, that person will say, okay, well, we're going to sneak around back and we're going to assassinate all these people, and then we're going to, we're going to intimidate this person into doing what we want to do. If you have your royal envoy do it, she says, well, we know a lot of secrets about a lot of people. Maybe we can have them stop doing it by starting to leak them out a little bit. And then maybe that one your warrior isn't available. But I think that stuff is really cool because it adds a little bit of extra stuff into it. So just kind of, I don't think most of those choices will really matter in the end, but I like that you get to build your Inquisition party how you kind of want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, this game is so good.
It really is. I'm a little sad that I'm trying to beat all these Final Fantasies before 2015 because this game is really good.
Yeah.
So, I know some of the old characters show up in this game.
Yes.
Do most of them show up in this game?
There's some characters I don't want to spoil.
Okay.
Because I think there's some stuff in Dragon Age 2 that happens that I would rather you experience firsthand.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
The most obvious one is Varric. He shows up, he shows up in the intro of Inquisition and immediately joins your party. And he's still great like he was before.
He's a really fun character. It's weird to me that all their dwarf characters are so engaging.
Yeah.
I love Varric a lot.
Varric is really great, and I really like his character in Inquisition. I feel like he's a little bit different, but they made him a little bit stronger of a character instead of like this jokey fun time guy. I think the events of 2 have hit him pretty hard, and I think his character is a little bit more serious for it, unless you're out adventuring with him, and then he's kind of jokey Varric like normal. Mina, have you run into Iron Bull, the Canary?
No, not yet, but I have seen stills of him. I literally have not gone in any mission until like I woke up. I woke up from the thing
Yep.
in the bed, and they were like, "You need to go here." I went in there. I saw the table, and then like it was like, "You need to do this, this, this," and I was like, "Can I just back out though? Because I really want to see what's going on around this place."
Yeah.
And I went and talked to every single person that I could.
Yep.
And that's all I've done.
Iron Bull is really great. Every character I've met so far is really great. I feel like the characters you get in your party are a lot stronger than they were in Dragon Age 2. To Musim's point, Dragon Age 2 does have that problem of like, why are you with me? Inquisition directly addresses that, and I think it gives them a very strong reason to go with you, a lot like Origins did. And I feel like the game is a lot stronger for it. The voice acting is outstanding as normal. The writing is really good. The Codex writing is phenomenal this time. I feel like they really put a team of people on it that really cared about the lore and really know how to write something really solid. I get disappointed by the story for the very first time. There's a very large decision you have to make very early in the game. And by very early, I mean 10 hours, because this game is legitimately looks like it's going to be about 80 hours. Which I thought people were lying about. They're like, I played this for 100 hours. And I was like, maybe you're bad at No, I think that seems fairly...
Spend 20 hours in the hinterlands, and then you're like, oh, wait, I need to get out of here.
Wait, I gotta go somewhere else. So very early on in the game, they have you make a decision, which I obviously won't spoil. And it seems like it's one of the like 6 or 7 big decisions you have to make in the game, looking at kind of the trophy list. And the storyline that happened with the decision I made, it seems like the 2 paths in the decision are very different. The decision I made, the storyline was fine, but a little bit cheesy on how it handled what happened. And I think that's really the first time I've been kind of not really disappointed, but a little bit bummed on the storyline direction of that part. But then once I was done with that, it just kicked into high gear again about something other that was cool. So it was a little bit of a story speed bump, but everything else is just it's top notch. And I'm playing the PS4 version, and obviously it doesn't look as good as the PC version does, but it looks outstanding. It runs really great, except for some cutscenes, which is really weird, but the gameplay portions run really nicely. Don't know how that happened, but and I ran into Inquisition has some bugs right now. Not a lot of them are major, but I ran into the one that's been bothering me is I don't have any music.
What?
Which is really weird because I'm wandering around the hinterlands and it's totally silent. And I'm like, this is really weird. And I did something in the game like 10 hours later and some music started playing. And I was like, oh, I've been missing all of the music. Oh, man. So hopefully they patch that soon. Fingers crossed, because that piece of music was really good.
I don't think I've been missing any music.
The only other big bug is your party members won't talk to each other when you're out adventuring.
Haven't had that problem yet either.
Man. That's like the best.
Yeah,
especially since they're really chatty in this one.
They are, and the stuff that there's so much voice acting in it, which is great. And the conversations they have are really, really good. I feel like they're probably the best in the series.
Eric got me rolling when he asked basically like, so did you do it? And I was like, and that whole conversation after that, I was laughing. He's like, you should have lied a little, then this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. Yeah. After 15 hours, I think I can probably say, I'm only like a sixth of the way through this game, but I can say so far this is probably the most fun I've had with a Dragon Age game, and if this continues this quality, this game easily will be the best in the series.
I think I agree with you. I definitely did. I'm of the opinion that I didn't like 2.
Mm-hmm.
There were things about 2 that I liked, but I think overall, there's so much about it that frustrated me and made me upset because I really enjoyed Origins. This one has completely flipped my whole opinion on that around, and I'm like, I like this game. It's pretty good.
I think that's it. I don't know if I have anything else about Inquisition. I mean, I spent 15 hours on it so far, but a lot of it is just doing the Dragon Age stuff, doing the missions and exploring and reading codex entries and talking to everybody that will talk to me and, chatting with my party members back at camp and just all that cool Dragon Age stuff where I just want to like soak in all of this great game.
So are you able to use like lockpicks and stuff, even though you're a warrior?
I just bring Varric with me.
Okay, well, like in town, I mean, like, can you lockpick the stuff? Or,
no. I don't know if I've run into anything that I've needed to really lockpick.
Okay, I went down into the jail area of the
main
place.
Building.
Yep, the main building. I'm trying to be vague.
I know.
I went down there, and there were about like 8 or 9 lockpicks that I could.
I have not found that area. I will have to go check that out tonight.
So did they actually add lockpicks to the game?
No, there's no actual lockpicking items or whatever.
It's just like how it used to be, where you have a rogue party member who it's based off their cunning stat.
Apparently, I've got like 1 million lockpicks on hand, and I'm just going. It's not actually making me do anything. It's just my character bends down. And it's like.
Yeah, I
open the door.
I always bring a warrior, a mage, and a rogue with me, because rogues will open stuff, mages will activate like magical bridges and stuff, and then warriors can bash through walls. So it seems like all 3 classes kind of have a thing that they are good at in the environment to keep you exploring.
Nice.
Yep. What's your favorite skill, Boston, in the game?
So far for me, as a warrior, is shield bash, because it does.
Like stun them.
It will. Well, it actually does 2 things. It seems. One is it will knock them over instead of just stunning them, so they'll fall down, and then you can chain a bunch of other skills onto that. But it also seems to interrupt magic really nicely.
Nice.
So that that's seems very useful so far.
Huh. I've only got one skill unlocked. It's just a heavy archery skill attack, like one big giant blast. It seems to either one shot things or knock them a healthy bit down.
Yeah.
It's nice hitting things from far away, but the lock-on system's pretty all right.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how well that's working. On the PS4, too often I will flick the right stick to move my camera around, and that moves to another target, and that always keeps messing me up, but that's just something I kind of have to get used to.
Huh.
But
All
yeah,
right.
Inquisition is great. I so far this seems like, one of the games of 2014.
Yep.
Especially if you love RPGs, and if you haven't played Dragon Age 1 and 2, NeoGAF and Kotaku have really good lore primers about the games. You can read both of those and then hit Dragon Age Keep, and you'll probably get pretty close. I don't necessarily know if you need to play 1 or 2. You'll get a lot more out of the little interactions in Inquisition, but not the big, grand, overarching story. So you could probably start with Inquisition if you really wanted to, personally.
I I liked Origins, but I definitely think I would if it was just me, I would just do the Tapestry and just jump into Inquisition.
Yeah.
Because those are like 80, 100-hour games.
I haven't played Inquisition, obviously, but the story aspects of Origins, like
So
as long as you have tolerance for putting up with the dungeon crawling and the massive amount of battles it makes you do, or if you're willing to hack your save game with the tool set, which is super easy actually. Like you literally just load your save game in the tool set, and then it's just like some drop down menus. You scroll down until you find the stats you're looking for. But
yeah.
I
if you're
tried
willing to do
replay it.
that, I think the story is worth experiencing in Dragon Age Origins.
Yeah.
I tried replaying that, and I got to, is it the Fade?
Yep.
Whatever part that is. Oh my god.
It's so bad. There's actually a mod for the PC version of Origins that removes the fade.
Oh my god, that would be so great.
Yep. Which is fine. The fade doesn't really matter. I mean, for storyline purposes, if you really love the lore, the fade is interesting, but it's such a hair-pulling experience if one thing goes wrong that... Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, that's all I've been playing, and I don't know about you, Boston.
I played. I've been playing a lot of other games that aren't RPGs this month, but my wife and I tried to play Borderlands the pre-sequel again, and I don't want to belabor the point, but I don't think we're going to. I called it Borderlands Paint by Numbers on TVGP, and I feel like that's pretty apt. It's not a good Borderlands game, and I cannot recommend someone playing it.
Yep.
And that hurts me to say because of how much I love Borderlands 1 and 2, but you can't. I would just say skip it completely, unfortunately.
Yep.
But I did play a really good Borderlands game, which is Tales from the Borderlands. The Telltale Borderlands game. I'm probably about an hour of the way through, and I finished the first chapter of it, of like the first 6 chapters. My wife finished it, the first episode, and it took her probably about 3.5, almost 4 hours. So there's a ton of content in there for your $5. It's a really great Borderlands game. You start off playing as a Hyperion employee, and it takes place after Borderlands 2. So the very first thing it deals with is Jack being dead, and it takes a really fun look at the Borderlands universe that I think only Telltale really can do, but it also takes this really interesting, we've been talking a lot about Dragon Age 2. It tells its story very similarly to how Dragon Age 2 does. One of the main characters gets beaten up, and they're getting dragged away at the very beginning of the game, and you're telling the game's story to the person who's dragging you away. And so there's some stuff that unreliable narrator stuff that's pretty good, and it also has fun with if you die in the game, the guy who's dragging you away will be like, "And you died," and he's like, "No, maybe it happened a little differently than that." So it kind of has, it's a good Telltale game where it's having fun with the story that it's telling, and its voice acting is great. It looks like the Telltale graphical style plus the Borderlands graphical style, which is really, really, really interesting. The action sequences suck, but that's Telltale. I mean, I don't know why they keep doing them like they do. But I'm really looking forward to getting back to and finishing it, because I was expecting to buy the first episode of this game and have it be really bad and just kind of be like, oh, Borderlands, yay, whatever. And then zombies show up, something weird. But it's actually legitimately really good. And I'm really happy with what it's been doing so far. But everything else I've been playing this month has been like about 100 hours of Binding of Isaac Rebirth, which is totally not an RPG. And I'm trying to make my way through Dragon Age Origins, or Inquisition. But that's all I've been playing, so let's take another break. Alright, I'm going to try and get this dog out of the house again. I'll be right back.
Has anyone else been having issues with PSN not telling you what games you get for free off of PS Plus?
I have their PS Plus thing like on a tab that I check every week.
Well, usually I just go to PS Plus and free games and it shows everything. But like Injustice: Gods Among Us, that's free right now, but it didn't show up on my tab.
You're right. I see Secret Ponchos, Titan Attacks, Deadly Premonition, Hitman Trilogy.
Yeah, well, and for the chat, I'm not even talking about the PS4 interface. I'm just talking about the website. I don't.
Yeah, like you're looking at.
I guess that kind of attributes that the PS4 interface isn't that great, because I would much rather do it all on my PC. But feelings, yeah, it's kind of my feelings on controllers in general, though, in terms of browsing things. But yeah, that's weird.
Because I usually just check this tab and then click, shopping cart to everything, and then.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I do. And I was just reading that Need for Speed, one of those is free, but I guess that's a timed free thing. It's not like you can only play it for the weekend or something like that. So.
Actually, on this page, if you look, there's an ad for Injustice: Gods Among Us to the right.
So weird.
And I'm just over, like, why would you not include that on the list? Why do you put it on the right?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it either. But I forgot to put all these shopping carts, so I'm going to take care of that now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to make it. I gotta beat 3 more Final Fantasies before December's over.
That's tough. Do you got any vacation time coming up?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
I just gotta do it.
Which ones do you have left?
2, 9, and 12.
2, 9, and 12. Man, and 2 is like Elder Scrolls style, where you don't go up levels, you go up the more you use something,
Yep. And 2 is the one that I have like the least amount of experience in. I don't remember much of 9.
I've heard really negative things about 2, and I played like the beginning of it, and I seemed to like it, but I stopped playing after a bit. But I don't think it was me getting lost or anything. I think it was just I went on to something else. And 9, I played a bit. Like, I basically played 9. My wife and I were playing it because you can kind of do, like, it has the combat in it is 2-player if you plug in a second controller.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, it makes it definitely more engaging for two people to play it, but we just have never gotten back to it.
Yeah.
I've meant to, but and then
I'll
you
cross
said,
my fingers.
let's see.
Oh, right.
Then you said, oh, sorry,
That's okay. Go ahead. I'm back.
blabbering about Final Fantasies. You said you had 12 left too.
Yep.
Have
2,
you
9,
beaten
and
that one? Have you played 12 before?
I got to the part where Fran goes back to her like hometown thing,
Yeah.
Gosh,
and
I
that's where
forgot
I
they
The
stopped.
named
Salika
someone
Wood.
Fran in that.
Yeah,
God, I love that game so much.
that's where I stopped right there.
9
And
is really good. I'm curious how it has aged. Graphically, it's a little bit rough because of everything they try and do that game. 2 is a disaster.
I've got to play 2, 9, and 12 before 2015.
2 is bad. 2 is... Oh, man. I'm so sorry. I've never made it through 2. 2 is so bad.
Well,
Tell us how you really feel, boss.
Oh, it's the worst one. I like
Are
it.
you
Worse
sure?
than 3?
I mean, I like it. I'm not
I like
crazy about
3.
4. I don't think 4 is the strongest of the games. But man, I like 4 way more than I like 2.
Man, I think 1 is my least favorite because I don't care anything. I don't have any feelings for it, and I feel like if I have a zero feeling for a game, that's awful.
Yeah, that's the very first RPG I ever played, back on the NES when it came out. So I have like this nostalgic
You
fondness
have
for it.
that.
Yeah,
You should have
but
that.
like that's Final Fantasy 1 doesn't have a story, it doesn't have much of a battle system. Even the, you get the rat tail halfway through and you change your party and everything. Even that is kind of, I mean, it was very clearly competing with Dragon Quest and
Yep.
did pretty okay. But nowadays it's a fine game, but it's very thin.
And I thought 3 was okay.
3 is I like 3. I think 3 is fun. I think the last dungeon is way too hard in every version. I would rather play 5 though if for the party system over 3.
Yeah. 4 was all right.
4 is not bad.
I think
Okay,
the
sorry.
second worst one for me was 13, just because how slow the battle system was, and you know how I feel about when party members change around on you.
Mhm.
Like, I don't like it when you move from party to party to party to party, and that game was like,
Yeah, that is that game. I liked
Every-
13 too though. I thought
I
13
like
2 was
13
fun.
too.
But
The
dumb
battle
but fun.
system was faster, and it was really dumb.
Yeah, really dumb.
Which was fine, because when it hit that point of like, this is the stupidest story ever, then you stopped really caring about that aspect of it, and you're
Yeah.
just like, I'm just having fun with
You're
the
like,
battle system.
I'm just looking at how pretty this thing is. All right, time travel. Woo. All right, you guys ready to do this last segment here?
Yeah.
We don't have
Let's
any.
get done.
We don't have any tweets or emails, so it's gonna be another like 5-minute thing.
Oh, I tried.
That's okay.
I did not, because I knew how many games we were going to be talking about.
Yeah, we have plenty of content. All right, let's start in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk about RPG releases for December 2014 in the standard PUP format, which is 2 hours at the front, 5 minutes in the back. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix for PS3 is out now. I got my copy from Amazon, and UPS totally crushed that cool box. So I have not even opened it. I have to stop buying from Amazon. I need to find somewhere else that will, when I buy something that says limited or collectors, they put it in a hard box.
I'm basically holding Comixology against Amazon right now, so I didn't renew my Amazon Prime membership.
I don't blame you. Fantasy Hero Unsigned Legacy is coming out for the PlayStation Vita. I meant to go look up what that game is, and I did not, and I'm very sorry, everyone. I don't know what that game is. Sorry. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy coming out for 3DS. Please go buy this. These are some of the best visual novels that you will play, and some of the best puzzle games. It's going to be so cheap, and you get the 3 best ones, which are the 3 first ones.
Is it the 2 starring Phoenix and then...
No, it's the first 3 starring Phoenix.
I didn't... Okay. For some reason, I thought they were 2-starring Phoenix, and then it went to Apollo and then Edgeworth. Okay.
Yeah, it's 3-starring Phoenix, 1-starring Apollo, 2-starring Edgewright, and then 1-starring Phoenix.
Edgewright, that's right. Oh.
Yeah.
Edgeworth,
sorry.
Edgeworth.
Getting them all mixed up. Yeah, the Ace Attorney trilogy is so good. Please go buy it. And speaking of the devil, Final Fantasy 13-2 coming out for PC. That will probably be cheap again, too. 13-2 is all sorts of crazy. It has the worst Final Fantasy minigame in it, though. The clock minigame. If you buy...
I was so good at that!
Oh, if you buy 13-2... just look up the solution. There's a website where you put the first number in, and it just tells you what to do. Just go do that. It's the worst. I'm sorry.
If you're like, I love it because I love math, and I could easily like math it out, and I had a blast. But I know too many people who are like, that is the most confusing thing ever, and I'm like, get that site.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to news stories. We've been talking a lot about Persona Q and Etrian Odyssey this month, and just announced was Mystery Dungeon Cross Etrian Odyssey. It's actually already announced for 2015 for North America. Basically, they are smushing the two of those together. So they're taking Mystery Dungeon, which is a very hardcore roguelike, and smushing it together with Etrian Odyssey, and I couldn't be more excited. Because I really like both of those series, even though both of them are so impossibly difficult. I'm very curious to see how they smush the two of them together without making them the hardest game on the planet. So
that may be their goal.
Maybe. I mean, you want to make something harder than Demon Souls, go ahead. More power to you. And then alongside that, Etrian Odyssey 5 was actually announced. This comes on the heels of them doing a remake of Etrian Odyssey 2 as well. So they don't even have a platform for this yet. They have a short teaser trailer. But kind of the usual Etrian Odyssey folks are working on this. So the same composer is tagging along again. So I'm really excited for that one. I hope Whoop, go ahead.
I was just to say, I don't think those games work without something to draw your map on. So 3DS and Wii U are their only options.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, never coming to the Vita, as cool as that would be. But hopefully, they take out the world map stuff because that stuff sucks. I'm sorry, everyone, but that's. Oh man. The new Game Awards for 2014 happened. This is kind of Jeff Keighley's new thing. I haven't watched it, but the real big RPG announcement that came out of there was that the Banner Saga is getting a sequel. So Banner Saga 2 is going to come out. Just a real quick teaser trailer, no real details. But hopefully that comes out 2015 because that should be super cool.
Man, I got to get back to the first one, but just real quick, I did watch the Game Awards. They definitely had their fault, but I think they are the best video game awards we've gotten so far.
Nice.
And Dragon Age Inquisition won Game of the Year.
Hey, there we go. Can't go wrong with that. That's a fine RPG.
and Trey Parker won Best Voice Actor for South Park.
Oh, nice. He voiced a lot of things in that, yeah. And last but not least, the PlayStation Experience 2014 was happening today, kind of before we recorded. 3 big pieces of RPG news. Suikoden 2 is coming to PSN. Yay! I would like to finally play that game, and now I will. Hooray! I should probably play the first one, too. Persona 5, Atlas US said that Persona 5 is coming to PS3 and PS4 in 2015. So, please soon. I need it so badly.
Well, it's not out for Japan yet, so it's kind of
we can get it first. That'll be okay. I'm okay with that.
Boy, I would I honestly, truthfully wish they would do a worldwide release on that because I know people are going to be trying to spoil that game, and I need to go media blackout and. I don't want to be spoiled.
It's the unfortunate success of Persona 4 that everybody's excited for Persona 5. Like, when Persona 4 came out, everyone's like, okay, whatever, it's some dumb RPG.
So, Is it wrong that I'm almost equally excited for the Persona 5 strategy guide that will inevitably come out and have all this amazing extra stuff in it too?
No, I don't think that's wrong at all. That's a very good point, and now I'm excited about the Persona 5 strategy guide.
The Persona strategy guides are always so good.
Yeah, they're always kind of your top tier strategy guides.
They always have extra interviews and extra culture knowledge in them.
And cool art and stuff. Yeah. I'm very excited for the eventual special edition for Persona 5 because I feel like that's probably going to be their top tier of special edition businesses.
Already buying it.
Yeah, I'm already whatever it
Already
is.
got the money.
Yeah.
This could also be the first, like, because you mentioned special edition, and my mind went to P3 and then P3 FES.
Mm-hmm.
This will be one of the first versions where they will have downloadable content and possible downloadable expansions.
Right, because SMT4 had DLC, which I thought they handled very, very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Oh, man, downloadable personas. Oh, I'm going to give you so much of my money. And the last thing, which sounds like a really good thing, but it's not as great as it really sounds, but it's not bad. Final Fantasy VII, the PC version, is getting ported to the PS4. So I know we're going to have so many news stories over the next couple weeks of, oh my god, Final Fantasy VII for the PS4 getting released, yay. Not a remake. It's just the PC version.
So my Twitter feed was amazing when that was happening, because I wasn't watching these because I was doing other stuff. But it turned into everyone going, Final Fantasy VII! Oh my gosh! Oh.
Yeah, I'm
It's
just,
just
just getting deflated.
That was exactly my Twitter feed, where it was just kind of like everybody's all excited. Oh my god, it's Final Fantasy VII! Is it really going to be on the PS4? And then I was like, it's just the port.
Yeah.
And I heard IGN even used like the Cloud HD image.
It did.
Super trolls.
Did.
So,
And then like.
you know, for those of you that haven't played Final Fantasy VII, the PC version is actually pretty good. It has trophies. It has that extra leveling system. If you want to just turn everybody into level 99 and breeze through the game, you totally can.
What? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Don't you have to pay real money for that though?
I think you did on the PC version. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious how they're going to handle this. Because I wonder if it's going to start this new thing of Square bringing stuff to PS4 or some of their old stuff, which would be fine. Final Fantasy 12 with achievements, please.
The international version, please.
Oh god, yeah. I need to get back to playing and streaming that. That International Zodiac Job System version is so freaking good.
It is good.
Yeah. Oh man. The other Jay-Z says, can I turn everyone but Yuffie to level 99 and just let her die every fight? Yes, as it should be.
Yeah, a funny story. You could just not get Yuffie.
True, and then you have a much better game.
It's entirely optional.
Yeah.
No more Island of No Materia.
Yeah, but get Vincent, because he's cool.
Yeah.
But that's all the news stories we have. Have you guys seen anything else? Kind of a quiet month for RPGs. Thanksgiving already happened. Nothing exciting. It's every month is kind of a quiet month for RPGs lately, but that's okay. We don't really have any tweets or emails that I saw. If you wrote any in, I'm sorry. We've been recording for now 2 hours, 37 minutes, and 51 seconds, and this dog is losing her poops. So, we're probably going to cut it here. But thank you very much for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at pickingupthepixels.com. Email us, fans@pickingupthepixels.com. Tweet us at pickinguppixels. There's no the in there. And everything else is on the right-hand side of the page. Mina, where can we find you?
You can find me on hitbox.tv/Risette, RISETTE.
And Musum, how about you?
Go to crap, I'm forgetting everything. I think it's musum.bandcamp.com.
It is, yeah.
Okay. And you can buy my music really cheap there. $5 an album. There are a couple singles on there for $1.
Really cheap and really good.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find me at e1m1.com or tvgp.tv. And don't forget to watch this crazy show live streamed first Saturday of every month at 3 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/e1m1 network. Thank you, Mina and Musum, for joining me again for yet another month. Our last one of the year. Yay!
Yay!
And we'll see you all next year. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, and thank you very much, everyone, for watching the live stream. Always appreciate it. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us for almost 3 hours on a Saturday and chatting with us. I know I know my co-hosts always really appreciate it, especially those of you who are joining us in chat. So thank you very much. 2014 was a great year for PUP. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching this crazy show that loves RPGs for yet another year. Adios. Bye.
Bye.